Hello guys, Fred here from Pro Tennis Trader. I hope you're well. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a very safe trade in tennis matches, almost guaranteeing a profit in every trade. Now I say almost because of course there are very slight exceptions to the rules. Now this strategy aims to take advantage of pre-match market fluctuations to secure a position where both players have been backed at odds above 2.0, creating a very low risk trade with a guaranteed profit opportunity. So this is essentially a set and leave strategy. No calculating stakes and laying off. We're simply going to place back trades on both players to secure a profit no matter what the result of the match. So step one, selecting the right match. Now this strategy cannot just be applied to any match going on. You have to be very selective in choosing the right match to adopt it. So we need to find a match where, first of all, it's a balanced matchup. So odds for both players are very close to even money. So we're looking at the 1.80 to the 2.20 range. Steer away from clear favourites priced, say, 1.50, where the opponent on price balance is priced at 3. Secondly, look for volatile players, so players known for inconsistent form or mental fragility. This is when you're going to get the most price movement building up to a match. Thirdly, sharp market movements. So matches where odds are likely to fluctuate before the match starts. You can see this when you look at the charts, when there's a lot of up and down and lots of fluctuation between the price movements. Fourthly, late market liquidity, so matches with good volume in the final hours before play. So you're looking at the matches going on in the sort of further down the line rounds, certainly in Grand Slams, but also in normal sort of ATP and WTA tournaments where a lot of volume comes into the market just before the match kicks off. Step 2. Watching the odds movement. So once you've identified a match, you can monitor the pre-match odds and look for, first of all, a drift in either player's odds towards 2.10 or higher. Sudden moves in response, again, to this late betting volume. You will see this a lot. So you're talking, within 1 or 2 hours before the match starts, a lot of money floods into the market and you do get this fluctuation in odds. And thirdly, market corrections, if one player's odds have dropped too low. So that brings us on to identifying the support and resistance pricing. So if clear support and resistance levels are established, there's more chance of trades being matched before the match has even started. So you can look at the pricing highs and lows to establish the predicted prices that you would like to enter and then calculate your return. Now, if there are not clearly defined support and resistance levels, then you can simply take into account the range of the price fluctuations in the run-up to the match starting. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. Okay, so first off, we're going to be looking for quite evenly priced matches. So today is a Friday, and to be honest, there isn't a huge amount of tennis going on. The matches that are going on are quite advanced rounds. We've got quite a few sort of semi-finals going on. However, right, we've got this match at the Santiago ATP, Cerundolo versus Echeverry. So very much at evens here. So if we just go into the charts to see, first of all, look for support and resistance and whether we've got much range of these price fluctuations. So we can see there straight away, there's not a great deal of range here. We've got 1.87, which is where he started. Very quickly went up to 2.2. Now it seems this 2.2 is the ceiling, so the resistance. So this is not really going to be a real contender for this strategy because there's not much range. On price balance, we'll have a look at Echeverry, and of course it's just the opposite. Again, you've got that support level just under 2, so 1.98. The range is 1.98 to 2.06. So not really enough range here to warrant entering into a trade using this strategy. So let's see if we can find another one. So again, you're looking for players price between sort of 1.80, 2.2. Right, Mayor joint, here we go. 1.9 and sort of 2.8, 2.10 mark. So let's have a look here at the range of price movement. And there you go, look. We've got a huge range there, a low of 1.56 and a high of 2.32. Not really any sort of defined support and resistance levels there, but a huge range. Look at that. Started right down at 1.75, actually went up to 2.8. So that's quite an incredible range there. So of course this would be a very strong contender to enter into this strategy. Let's see if we can find one more. So we've got some WTA matches going on. We did that one, the Mayor joints. Okay, we've got Kirstia and Kessler, 1.86 and the 2.10 marker. So let's have a look at the sort of range that we've got here, whether again we can spot any support and resistance. So not much range there, 1.79 to 1.86, 2.6 to 2.16, sorry, to 2.26. So, I mean, this match is not until, when are we looking? Yeah, midnight Saturday. So we're probably a little bit too far, this match is a bit too far away to really warrant much price movement there. You know, the sweet spot is kind of between sort of 10 to 1 hour before. And let's see if we can find any more. What about in the smaller tournaments? Now, usually I'd always stay away from challengers. However, with this strategy, you can, of course, adopt this strategy in the challenger matches, as long as you've got enough liquidity. And of course, that would depend on what the kind of stakes that you're trading. So, what have we got here? No, here we go. Billy Harris, pretty much close to evens, and School Cates. I don't know who that is. But let's have a look at the pricing in this one. So, yep, we've got quite a bit of range there, 1.81 to 2.12. It seems to sort of be hitting a pretty median there at around the 2.0 mark. And 1.65 to 2.22. So, yep, so this will be another contender because, of course, you're looking at this big range of movement before the match has even started. Okay, so step 4, executing the trades. Now, the goal is to back both players at odds above 2.0. Now, one player will always be priced above 2.0. Now, you can simply back this player at the live price to ensure you have at least one side of the trade locked in. But of course, you will get less return on your trade. So you need to identify what level of return you aim to make. And of course, you can use the percentage return table that I've provided. Now, you can download this when you enroll for my free introduction into tennis trading video course at protennistrader.com. Now, of course, a higher return has a lower probability of being matched. A lower return has a higher probability of being matched. Now, ideally, you want to get both trades matched before the match has started. However, in the majority of cases, you'll see the trades being matched within the first few games of the opening sets. And please don't be greedy. Remember, the higher the return, the less probability of your trades being matched. So let's go through an example trade. So we use the example of Medvedev versus Zverev. So the pre-match odds, Medvedev priced at 1.85, Zverev priced at 2.15. Now you just place a back bet or trade on Zverev at 2.15. Now the odds shift pre-match and Medvedev drifts to 2.05. So you placed a back trade order on Medvedev at 2.05, which has now been matched. You now have two back trades matched. Now, back trade on Zverev at 2.15 and a back trade on Medvedev at 2.05. Now, you make a profit no matter who wins the match. And according to the percentage return table, you will make 4.71% return on your investments. So the outcome is both players were backed above 2.0. So now you have an equal stake with a low risk trade. And if either player's odds drop significantly, you do have the option to lay them to hedge for profits. However, in most scenarios, you are leaving the two back trades open until the match end to secure a profit. Now that 4.71% return on investment is a reasonable amount return for the amount traded. And as you can see, it's sort of midway down the table. We're not getting greedy and going for the 225 and a 225. 2.05 and 2.15 is a decent and realistic, achievable goal of getting a nice return on a very safe trade. So let's go and do a live trade now and actually place these trades and see if we can get that percentage return on our investments. So we're back at the Mayor Joint match, which is going on later on this evening. And as a reminder, the pricing is 1.9 and 2.08. Now we are going to look for a 4.71% return on investment. So we want to back one player at 2.05 and the other player at 2.15. Now it makes sense to back the higher amount on the player who's got the higher price already. So we're going to just put a simple back trade. For this example, I'm literally just going to use £10 stakes. So I'm going to put £10 at 2.15. So put £10 in there and then place the bet. Now it won't get matched, but it will sit there in the market. So you just keep that bet, update that, and then that bet or trade will be kept. And then Mayor Joints, we're going to go at 2.05. 0.5 and just another simple £10 stake there. Oh, gone back to 2.06. There we go. One or two ticks doesn't make much difference. So stake £10. What's happening here? Okay, I don't know what's happening there. We've got a bit of an issue going on here. So let's try again. 2.05. And we want to place a £10 bet or trade. Let's just go 2.06. It wants us to go 2.06. Place that, confirm the bets, keep, update. And then in our open bets, you'll see we've got both trades there waiting to be matched. And we'll come back to that later on to check whether they've been matched before the match or during it. Okay, so let's take a look at the outcome of this trade. Now, both trades were matched in the very first game of the match, with it going to Love 30. We saw Joint's back trade being matched, and then with Avenison holding, we saw her back trade getting matched, securing our profits. Now, you'll see we made a profit of £1.52 when we take off Betfair's 5% commission. So straight away, you're probably thinking, well, this is a lot more profit than the 4.7%. So let me explain this. Now, one side will always get matched. So the return is calculated on one side of the stake or trade. Now, you'll see that our profit of £1.50 is actually 15% profit on the £10 stake. So if we go back to the table, to make a correction that I didn't mention earlier, these returns are the minimum returns which would occur when the player with the lower odds wins the match. So in this example, the player with the higher odds won, and so a potential low return of 4.7% actually ended up being a much higher return of 15%, which of course makes this strategy much more profitable in approximately, on the basis of chance or probability, 50% of your trades. So here is another table showing what your expected returns would be with the higher odds winning the match. Now again, remember that this table is assuming your total investment or risk is £20. But actually, because one of your trades will always win, your actual risk is only £10. So of course the returns are much higher. As you can see in our scenario, with the prices of 2.05 and 2.15 back trades, the table is saying 7.5% return. But actually, because one side will always get matched, this translates into a 15% return, as was the case in the trading example. But listen up guys, don't get hung up on the maths. Just know that when you follow this table and your trades get matched, you will make a guaranteed profit. And remember, the more profit you are chasing, the less chance of it getting matched. But as you can see, a very safe trade, which yielded a 15% return, was quickly matched in the very first game of the match. And very often, this will get matched before the match even starts. Now, one thing to consider as an alarm bell, if one player's odds have significantly shorted or drifted well beyond the normal range before the match has taken place, then simply exit out and take the loss. Now this of course means something significant has happened, such as an injury, so you need to be sticking to the 1.80 and 2.20 range. So to close off, this strategy works best when of course you anticipate market movements and react accordingly. And of course, if done right, you can enter trades with very low risk, securing both players at high odds above 2, and of course guaranteeing profits. So I'd recommend going and trying it for yourself and let me know how you get on. But remember, please only practice strategies that you are not familiar with low stakes. And of course, I accept no responsibility for any losses that you might incur. It's up to you whether you choose to adopt this strategy or not. But done right and following my guidance, this is a very safe trade and yields long-term profits. Now, if you found this video useful, please do check out my YouTube channel, Pro Tennis Trader, where I've got loads of tennis trading content, including live trading, in-play analysis, and loads of extra bits and bobs to do with tennis trading, including my latest new series, Inside the Lines, which provides you with the week's top highlights in tennis and a look at the week ahead. And if you'd like to start your journey into the world of tennis trading, then you can sign up for my free video course at protennistrader.com, where you can also claim your free ebook, The Ultimate Guide to Getting Started. I'll see you there.